Alright, hello and welcome back to another episode of my Road to Glory series. There hasn't been much my team at the moment because they take a long time to produce. I have school and other things to do. Like, that's a lie, I have nothing else to do. But yeah, they take a lot of time to do, so I'd be not being able to upload every day and stuff. So for now, we've got Road to Glory. We have two more races. The Japanese Grand Prix, and then the finale at the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're hoping we can win the championship. You know, we're 3 points ahead right now, so we have a chance to snatch this away. We were trailing behind for, well, since last race, or since Monza, where we had the engine failure and we lost every point. But now we actually have some points on the board. We're 3 points ahead. And we have a chance to, you know, do alright. But anyways, let's get into some qualifying here. I'm not going to lie, I'm not very fast around this track when it comes to qualifying. I can race it. I can't qualify it. But I think I ended up qualifying like between P7 and P9. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, P8. So, not an amazing qualifying, but could be definitely worse. I don't know whether Verstappen is, so I think he's in like P3 probably.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. And it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Carlos Sainz, and Leclerc, Reed, Ocon, Tsunoda, and Pierre Gasly. Vettel, Norris, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. George Russell and Giovinazzi. Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher. Fernando Alonso, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nikita Mazepin. Stroll and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Alright then, starting P7, Norris, who started P2 and is now starting like P12. Obviously because he had an engine penalty, so he gets bumped back, we get bumped forward. Verstappen also got bumped forward, which isn't great, but, you know, it could be worse, I guess. You know, simple one-stopper strategy, it's nothing special. Onto the mediums from the softs. 13.2 laps of fuel. You know, all the normals. We're just going to hopefully get into it and get a good start. And, you know, if we can just get past Verstappen, we're not even looking to win here. We just need to get past Verstappen to get more points than him. And if we can do that, then next race, hopefully it will be a breeze. But anyways, without further ado, to 5 red lights. We are underway for the Japanese Grand Prix. Everyone getting pretty bad starts. Sainz on our left, Leclerc on our right, going past both Ferraris. Bottas ahead of us then into turn 1. We go a little bit wide, but that is a-okay. It's turn 1, track limit, so basically turned off on on lap 1. So we're all good. Through into the S section, I can't lie. Here is where I really start to struggle. Yellow flags behind. Not too sure what's happened, but yeah, this is where I really start to struggle. Once we finish that, we're all good through these next sections where it's actual turns and not just going left. However, we go off the track a little bit, dip our left wheels in to the gravel, almost fall off the track, but we're fine. End of lap 1, we're behind Bottas, in P5. Verstappen's up into P3, so we only need to get past him and Bottas, and we are leading the championship still with a more point advantage. Perez with the fastest lap so far. End of lap 2 then, we're still behind Bottas, up in P5, Verstappen still in P3, green sector 1 obviously, seeing as we didn't have a race start and we were going 200 kilometers an hour over the line when we start. Down the straight, we have a look to Alonso Bottas, but we can't make it round him there. Little battle through turn 15 behind Bottas on his left. We pull right, we dive into the chicane of turn 16 and 17, and we make it past. Bottas falls back, we go up ahead, up into P4. Verstappen still in 3.
Nice overtake.
Bottas down into 5. DRS is on. We just need to get behind Verstappen. Lap 3, end of lap 3, we're behind Verstappen. Purple sector 1, red sector 2. We should have DRS into sector 3. We do. And we're going to go across the line, fastest lap.
The pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Pitting soon as well. But fastest lap so far, we're catching Verstappen as well. Lap 4, we're still behind Verstappen. He's dropped, or I've dropped down a bit, thanks to the S's, but it's fine, because we're still behind him. A little bit of a jolt there, but we're about 0.7 seconds behind, and we should be able to gain him down the straights, round through turn 15 into turn 16, on his left into the chicane. We go for the move round the outside. He hits a bollard across the track. We go past him, and we are past,
Nice move.
up
Good
in
job.
to P3 into a podium position. But more importantly, the championship is now our lead. We have the lead on him, and we're A-OK. Bottas also overtakes Verstappen. We're going to have a watch of that magical moment. Bottas with DRS on Verstappen, I'm assuming, pulls round the inside of turn 1, through turn 1, goes past him, and into turn 2, he is out ahead.
In this lap.
Very
Push now.
nice move there. Going to hit this lap then, having to push as hard as we can, still behind Hamilton. As we go through into the hairpin of turn 11, we're behind Hamilton still. Perez up in P1. If Perez doesn't pit this lap, Verstappen will. I could stay out for the overcut, but I don't think it's worth the risk.
Confirmed.
I'm
We'll
going to
receive
box
you at
this
the end
lap.
of this lap.
Just confirming to Jeff that I am still behind Hamilton. We'll have slipstream down this straight. I'm surprised there's not DRS down here, to be honest. We'll have slipstream down this straight into turn 15. We'll be right behind Hamilton, and hopefully we can pit just behind him and get out ahead into the chicane. We go past Hamilton, diving down, falling back into order very nicely. Perez doesn't pit, which means Verstappen is pitting. We're going in. Very nicely done indeed. Verstappen is in, and hopefully we can get a good pit stop, go out of here,
Go. Exit now. We're racing
and
on
then
the exit. Complete. Go now.
if Perez bottles his stop, we will get the lead, and hopefully Verstappen will stay in P5. I mean, we're currently going to come out P13, I think. P15,
After these
P16.
tyres now,
P15.
We want to finish the race on this compound.
Coming out in P15. Hamilton's struggling to get himself out of the pit box, but we don't, because, you know, we're not noobs. Have that, Hamilton. Joking. Down the straight then, round the left-hand side of the Latifi in the Williams, in that Martini livery. Mazepin ahead of us, Norris pitting, purple
Lando
sector
is coming
2.
in for a stop.
We're going to go for a dive down the inside of the chicane, turn 15 and 16, then series 16 and 17 then. And we're past Mazepin as he pulls into the pits, just like Latifi, just like most other people, including our teammate, and including Sergio Perez, where we go out ahead. So the overcut would have failed us, and we would probably be out behind Verstappen, so thank God we went in them when we did. Behind Schumacher then, down the straight into turn 15, we're going to Alonso his ass
We have
as
5
we go
laps of fuel remaining.
round the outside, as we go up into the podium positions. Obviously we were going to get that anyway. Schumacher was not in P3, he just hasn't pitted for 2 laps when everyone else has. Tsunoda and Raikkonen in the pits. As we go across the line, we set the fastest lap of the race, and everyone is pitted, and we are up into P1, which gives us the full 26 points, the full shebang. Verstappen down in P5 with only 10. Our ICE then lap 12, we've skipped ahead quite a bit, because literally nothing was happening. Verstappen sets the fastest lap, so we have to push as hard as we can if we want to grab that point back from him. And we have been doing so for this final lap. Sector 1, green. Sector 2, purple. Sector 3, we just have to hope and pray that we can get across that line faster than he did. And we're going to go across the line and we're going to set a fastest lap.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
We're going to get the full shebang, 26 points, I'm hoping. Unless he manages to nab it back again, or someone else nabbed it. I'm really hoping they didn't. But as it stands, 26 points
performance from
are
McLaren
ours.
today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, Crofty, this was one through an abundance of speed and an abundance of skillful overtakes. Inside, outside, cutting underneath, we saw it all today. And it's really nice to see a Grand Prix won in that manner. A race, surely, that will satisfy the purists today, I think.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm really happy to see them there on the top step of the podium.
We have done it. We have managed to get the 26 points. Verstappen down in 5th, 10 points to his name. So we should now have a 19-point gap going in to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And if that is the case, which if my maths is correct, which with A-level maths I would hope I could add 16 to 3, but you never know. Yes, we should have a very, very good chance in the race. He would need 2nd position with a fastest lap to tie. And even if he does tie, I think we still take the win with, with most wins. I think, yeah, 19-point gap between us two. Hopefully, in this Grand Prix, the next Grand Prix, we can score at least, if we score 7 points, we win. We have to come, 8th? Or no, 6th or 7th? If we come 6th or 7th. 7th. 7th with fastest lap, we've won. 7th with fastest lap, and we have won the championship. So, things are looking up. Anyways, thank you for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will join me for the finale, which will probably be tomorrow or Thursday. One of the two. I will see you then, and I'm hoping we can put this championship in our pocket. See you then.